Bull riding doesn't warn you when it's about to go wrong.
Trying to make his own history, and he gets
It just does.
Right there, swings him around, and nothing to stop it.
These are the 10 wrecks when control disappeared and terror took over. First up, Chris Lowe. Get rich quick, shut his lights off before his body ever hit the dirt. Brendan Clark Invitational. 1 second Chris Lowe is centered, the next his balance is gone. Get rich quick jerks him forward and spins him just enough to break control. The horns clip him as he drops. There's no brace, no hands out, no reaction at all. By the time his body hits the dirt, his mind is already gone. Medics rush in while the crowd freezes, unsure how bad it really is. Lowe wakes up later, surrounded by doctors, answering questions he can't remember earning. He has no memory of the wreck. His brain shut down to protect itself. That's the part that hits hardest. You don't always feel danger coming. Sometimes your body decides survival for you, and you wake up afterward trying to piece together what nearly ended everything. Then Brian Corson, Little Yellow Jacket, drove him headfirst into the horns and finished it with hooves. Nampa, Idaho. Little Yellow Jacket doesn't hesitate. The gate cracks and the bull explodes forward with pure intent. Brian Corson gets yanked out of position instantly. There's no recovery. His head slams straight into the horns, hard enough to snap everything sideways. And then it gets worse. Corson drops directly under the bull. Hooves come down. Once, twice, heavy, unforgiving shots. After that, Corson barely moves.
And then Brendan Clark got him. This is Brian Corson trying to make his own history, and he gets
The arena goes tense because stillness after impact is never a good sign. Doctors later diagnose a severe concussion.
But I want to point out, he was right underneath Little Yellow Jacket.
Corson admits afterward that brain injuries scare him more than broken bones. Bones heal, brains are different. This wreck becomes another reminder of why Little Yellow Jacket's name still carries weight in PBR history. Some bulls don't just win, they leave marks that never really fade. After that, Terry Don West. Twister snapped him forward and left him bleeding, dizzy, and confused in seconds. Odessa, Texas, 1999 Top Guns Challenge. Twister launches out of the chute like something coiled and angry. Terry Don West doesn't get time to react. He's jerked forward instantly, straight into the horn, chin first. The impact is brutal. Blood shows immediately. His vision blurs, balance disappears, and the world starts spinning out of control. Doctors later confirm a concussion and a deep facial laceration. West admits he never even saw it coming.
Tending to Terry Don West. Donnie, that happened in the blink of an eye.
Well, I mean,
1 second he's riding clean, the next second he's fighting to stand straight. That's the part outsiders miss. There's no slow build to danger here. It arrives all at once. And still, West climbs back on the following week. Dizzy, injured, stubborn. That's how fast confidence turns into chaos in this sport. And if you think what you've seen is brutal, understand this. The next wrecks don't give warnings. They just end things quickly. Coming up next, Jody Newberry. Mossy Oak Mudslinger landed one clean headshot that quietly changed everything. Grand Rapids Invitational 2004. Mossy Oak Mudslinger snaps with zero mercy. There's no setup, no rhythm to read. One violent move and the horn catches Jody Newberry clean in the head. It's sudden, sharp, final feeling. Newberry knows instantly something isn't right.
Mossy Oak Mudslinger, here we go, he's in trouble. Bad trouble.
Headshots don't always knock you out. Sometimes they sink in quietly, twisting things you can't see. The crowd may not fully grasp it, but the rider does. This wasn't about falling wrong. It was about being an inch off at the wrong moment. Doctors later confirmed the damage, and the danger lingers longer than bruises ever could. This wreck proves how unforgiving bull riding really is. You don't need chaos. You just need one mistake measured in inches. Eduardo Aparecido was next. Soldier Pride erased control in 3 seconds flat. Sioux falls, round 2. Soldier Pride doesn't waste time testing balance or patience. The gate opens and Aparecido is gone almost immediately. Bucked off so fast his body never catches up with what's happening. He slams face first into the dirt with no chance to brace, no hands out. No roll, just gravity doing its worst. The kind of fall where everything happens before fear even has time to register. 3 seconds, that's the full timeline. In those 3 seconds, control disappears, safety disappears, and instinct fails. The impact rattles him hard, the kind that leaves you lying there trying to understand which way is up. Some wrecks stretch out and let the crowd react. This one doesn't. It starts and ends before anyone can breathe. Then there's Cole Livingston. Smooth Over launched him sky high and trapped him where he couldn't escape. Springfield, 2017, built Ford Tough Series. Smooth Over bucks hard and launches Cole Livingston high into the air. For a split second, it looks like a clean ejection. Then you see it. He's still hung up, weightless, exposed, with no control over where he's going to land. Mid-flight, the bull's rear end slams into him, knocking the air out of his body.
It can get rank as soon as you crawl into that chute.
He crashes into the dirt hard enough to steal breath and balance at the same time. Livingston manages to get up, but he limps away slow, clearly shaken. Hang-ups change everything.
It is banged up, and this is a good bull, man, really.
They turn bad wrecks into dangerous ones because the rider can't escape. This one didn't end in disaster, but you can't forget how fast it almost went wrong. Up next, Shane Proctor. Calypso ended the ride before his brain could even process it. Seattle Invitational, home crowd loud, energy high. Then Calypso snaps. Proctor gets jerked violently up and down before his timing ever settles. Horn contact happens fast, sharp, and unforgiving. One moment he's there, the next he's gone. Thrown clear before the brain has time to process what just happened.
Here we go. Oh, and he's gonna take a huge shot.
There's no dramatic pause, no slow motion wreck, just a sudden stop. That's what makes it disturbing. Terror doesn't always stretch itself out. Sometimes it's brief, efficient, and done before fear even forms words.
Ooh, man. Just a vicious shot.
Proctor hits the dirt and the crowd quiets just enough to realize how quickly things shifted. One blink, one wrong movement. Control erased instantly. Wrecks like this don't linger visually, but they linger mentally because of how little warning they give. Coming up next, Ross Johnson. Panda dragged him, stomped him, and left an entire arena thinking the worst. Fort Worth, built Ford Tough Series. This is the kind of draw riders quietly dread. Panda explodes out of the chute and bucks Johnson off almost instantly. It's fast, violent, the kind of fall that usually ends with a roll and a scramble. But this time, the spur catches. Johnson doesn't slide away, he gets yanked, dragged.
First of all, his spur, it's hooked in the tail of the bull rope, and then the bull rope gets over the bull's neck, and he's just getting trounced, just getting...
Then stomped, again and again. Panda keeps circling, hooves crashing down, while Johnson's body slowly goes still. The noise drains out of the arena, not panic, silence. The kind that tells you everyone is thinking the same thing. Bullfighters rush in, fighting the rope, but it won't release.
These are men that are made out of a different kind of metal. They can take this kind of abuse. As horrifying as this...
Seconds feel endless. Medical teams prepare for the worst. Broken bones, internal damage, something irreversible. Somehow, impossibly, Johnson survives with only a bitten tongue. His family watching thought they lost him. This wreck still feels unreal because everything about it said it shouldn't have ended with survival. Then there's Helton Barbosa. Jackhammer buried horns into his ribs and left pain that wouldn't fade. Las Vegas, 2005 World Finals. Helton Barbosa is fighting for position in the average, riding with purpose. Jackhammer spins hard and jerks him just enough to knock him off balance. That's all it takes. The horns catch Barbosa square in the ribs, driving pain deep where it lingers. Rib shots don't knock you out. They don't always look dramatic. They just stay with you. Breathing hurts. Movement hurts. Everything reminds you of the impact. Barbosa feels it immediately. This wreck opens the list because it shows how fast pain arrives in bull riding.
He knocked all the air out of him, and hopefully it didn't do any damage beyond that, but that's quite a shot he took.
One mistake, 1 second, no recovery window, no mercy. It's not the kind of wreck that ends a career, but it's the kind that changes how you ride afterward. The body remembers shots like that. Finally, Dustin Hall. Happy ending hit him twice in the face before knocking him completely. Columbus Bud Light Cup 2002. Dustin Hall is only 21, barely old enough to carry this kind of damage. The first horn shot smashes into his face, raw and direct. Most riders would be done right there. Somehow Hall stays on, not skill, instinct. The second horn shot lands harder, cleaner, and that's it. His body shuts down like a switch flipped off. No helmet, no face protection, just bone-meeting horn.
At an 82.5 in round one, look out, Dustin Hall may be out.
Hall collapses, unconscious in the dirt, while the arena holds its breath. Later, he remembers the first impact and nothing after. Doctors confirm a concussion and facial injuries. His mother believed she watched her son die that night. And yet, 2 weeks later, Hall rides again. Not because he was healed, because in this sport, fear doesn't get the final say.